It's always funny to me when people try to blame the moral failings of a population for why their minarchist experiment didn't stay minimal. The US Constitution would have worked, they say, if people were moral. So in other words, it would have worked if it had nothing to do. A truly moral people wouldn't form a government, and of course they didn't. A relatively small group of individuals formed the government, and it is ruled over the rest, as is the case with all states. The people is an abstraction. What is real are individuals. A truly moral people would never accept that coercion is right just because it's done within the bounds of some piece of parchment with a bunch of guys' signatures on it. The norms that actually matter are autonomy, freedom, and self-government because that's where the rubber meets the road. I don't care what you believe as long as you don't believe you have the right to aggress. Non-aggression is the lifeblood of society, and you'll notice it's a lifeblood that cannot possibly flow through the state. Christianity, like any ideology, can be interpreted in many ways, and it often has been used to justify violations of liberty. But when it's interpreted correctly as a source of condemnation of crimes against the individual conscience and against the worship of government, then it can be a source of real social wisdom. A nation of moral people may emerge from common values, but a government built on those values will invariably use coercion to enforce them, and that's the fatal flaw. And if liberty is in fact important, then we must ask who really undermines it. Is it the local agnostic baker minding his shop? Or is it the federal government conscripting boys into war, criminalizing peaceful behavior, inflating the currency, and jailing whistleblowers? It doesn't matter how pious your people are. The nature of power is that it tends to centralize. The nature of sovereignty is it seeks to preserve itself. Every intervention by the state begets more excuses to intervene. That's government, even a government made up of devout Christians. Our liberties come from our nature as self-owning individuals. They are discoverable through reason and grounded in natural law. We don't need the church to know that. God made it that way.